Many experts already predict that the economic consequences of the war, which at the moment militarily involves only Ukraine and Russia, will be felt in a large part of the European continent. First of all, several sources report that, with the increases in recent months, further exponential increases in fuel prices will soon follow, and consequently in all products that require transport, as well as in bills. So, even if there were no direct military involvement by some European countries, it is already certain that those who live in many European countries will suffer the indirect consequences, at least from an economic point of view, of the war that has already begun. Therefore, especially after the 2 difficult years that have just passed, it is understandable that many Europeans do not want to stay in their country to suffer the consequences of the war and are considering where to emigrate. Here, therefore, are the parts of the world that it is reasonable to believe will not be significantly affected by the indirect consequences of the ongoing war and by the consequent energy problem and connected exponential price increases that follow. 1. Asia, and in particular China, India, and Southeast Asia, including, for example, countries such as Singapore, Thailand, the Philippines, and Vietnam. With the exception of China and India, many Southeast Asian countries offer favorable conditions for those who move there, as well as huge tax savings compared to most European countries. 2. Middle East, including the United Arab Emirates, and therefore cities like Dubai, which should continue their escalation of prosperity. We especially mention the United Arab Emirates because they are the ideal destination for those who have thriving commercial activities, which still allow them to operate and keep 100% of their earnings without being required to pay taxes. 3. Central America and South America, including, for example, Chile, El Salvador, and Brazil. It should be noted, however, that these are just examples of some parts of the world that likely will not suffer the consequences of the ongoing conflict, but also many other states and territories will likely suffer far fewer consequences than Europe. As for Europe and North America, however, the recent political positions taken in recent weeks suggest that there may be their involvement, the extent of which is difficult to predict, with currently uncertain and potentially very negative consequences for citizens. It is important that you speak with your tax attorney or other professional before starting any type of tax planning or relocation of your business. Do not hesitate to contact us if you would like us to provide you with the contact information of highly qualified professionals and tax attorneys verified by our network, specifically qualified to help clients in your situation. Finally, remember that laws change all the time. Therefore, it is essential to check the law in force when you decide to relocate.